a 3 years old now and a loving husband. And God knows I don't want to lose that. Did I just get emotional there? Can AI help you forgive someone? This is a conversation about family, resentment, and finding peace as a person. A few weeks ago, I was just wondering, and I wondered whether AI could help with something people have struggled with for thousands of years. I'm not talking about writing emails, planning holidays. I'm talking about forgiveness. It sounds ridiculous, but then I thought maybe AI can't forgive anyone. Maybe AI can help ask the questions that we have been avoiding for so long. So I opened ChatGPT, not because I expected it to fix my life. That wasn't the case. Not because I thought a machine can understand pain, but because I was carrying something that had become heavier and heavier every year. For most of my life, I believed that loving your family meant helping in every area that you can. If they needed money, I helped. If they needed gadgets, computers, I bought one or I provided one for them. If they needed a camera, a phone, I was always there to provide what they needed. If they needed advice, if they wanted another chance, another opportunity, I wasn't keeping score. At least I didn't think that I was. And I genuinely believed that if I kept helping, eventually everyone would stand on their own feet, because that has always been my goal, to have a family where we all, we could do the things we wanted without feeling left behind. I genuinely believed. And so I kept helping, I kept providing, but somehow there was always another problem, another reason, another emergency, another request. And we are talking of 20 years going, you know. And slowly, without realizing it, I stopped being a sister, which is something that I love, but I stopped being a sister. I became the person who solved problems. The strange thing is, you don't notice when generosity slowly turns into responsibilities. And this is very common in an African household. You don't notice when helping becomes expected until one day you decide you can't carry everyone anymore, and suddenly the silence begins. And that hurts more than I expected, because it made me wonder something I never wanted to ask. Were they talking to me, or were they talking to what I could provide? And that's an awful question to ask yourself, because we are talking about family, and you don't want to put this out there, but it is what it is. especially when it's about your own family. I don't hate my siblings. I don't want revenge. That's not me. I don't even want, at this stage, I don't think I want an apology. What I want is peace. And so I asked AI a very simple question. I've spent years helping people I love. Now I feel exhausted. I feel guilty and resentful. Help me understand why. I'm telling you, the answers surprised me. It didn't tell me to cut off. It didn't tell me to forgive them. Instead, it asked me something. When did helping become the only way you believed you could love? That was deep. Because I stared at that question for so long because I had never asked myself that. Maybe I learned somewhere that my value came from what I could give. Maybe saying no felt selfish. Honestly, saying no felt selfish so much that it became right for me. Maybe I confused love with responsibility. The more we talked, that's ChatGPT and I, the more we talked, the more I realized something. The person I was struggling to forgive wasn't only my siblings, it was myself for believing I had to carry everyone, for ignoring my own family. Why trying to rescue everyone else's future? For feeling guilty every time I wanted to choose my own life. AI didn't tell me who was right. It didn't take sides. It simply kept asking questions I have avoided for so long. Questions that were uncomfortable. Questions that were honest. And somewhere in those questions, there was like light, because not because everything was fixed. I slowly understood that loving someone doesn't always mean rescuing them. The other day I was talking to a friend and she said something that made me smile. She said, perhaps you helping everybody deprived them from actually succeeding and becoming who they were meant to be. And that was deep for me. But I finally understood that loving someone doesn't always mean rescuing them. Sometimes love has boundaries. Sometimes saying no is a lot healthier. Perhaps if I had said no to so many things in the past, my siblings and I will have a stronger bond, stronger relationship today. And sometimes peace begins the moment you stop trying to carry other people or other things that were never yours in the first place. I honestly am not sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow, because I have come to, this is something I've struggled with for 20 years. I can't just wake up tomorrow and switch and say, you know what, that's it. But I know I'm gonna struggle to say no. But at this point in my life, I am determined to say no and to start looking out for me, because I have a 3 years old now and a loving husband. And God knows I don't want to lose that. Did I just get emotional there? Yeah, but yeah, can AI help you forgive someone? I don't think it can, but I think it can help us understand the path to forgiveness, the path to let them go and be who they want to be, and the path to forgive ourselves so we can truly live our own life and be happy.